Hello everyone, how's it going today? My name is Il-Tae-Shin. I'm a little bit nervous because there are so many people looking at me. Nevertheless, I'm sure you'll be greatly interested in my speech if you listen up. The subject of my speech is the pride of Korea, Hallyu. I hope to share my insight on this theme with you in this 3-minute speech. In the past few years, all things Korean have exploded onto the scene all over the world. What used to be uniquely Korean a few decades ago is now enjoyed by people everywhere. This phenomenon is called the Korean wave or Hallyu. A couple of years ago, on the other hand, there were few foreigners who knew anything about Korea. Let me tell you about an experience I had when I was 7 years old. I was on board a flight to Jeju with my parents. There was a German man sitting next to me. During the flight, I asked him how his day was in Korea. I was shocked by something he told me during our conversation. He told me that most foreigners can't differentiate between South and North Korea. Many assume that they're one communist country. Furthermore, they have any interest in either Korea. Most Westerners think that Koreans are Chinese or Japanese. This was very frustrating to me. Recently, the mega hit Gangnam Style by Psy, Samsung TVs and smartphones, Hyundai cars and ships have firmly placed Korea in the spotlight. In the beginning, the Korean wave consisted of the popularity of Korean drama series and music in neighboring countries. This eventually led to a keen interest in the Korean language, Korean food, and celebrity-endorsed products of all kinds. As a result, many countries want to emulate the success of Korea, and tourism has skyrocketed. As I mentioned earlier, the song Gangnam Style introduced people from all over the globe to Korea. It is still the most downloaded video on YouTube. This catchy tune went viral when many foreigners posted on their popular social network sites like Twitter and Facebook. Thanks to its popularity, K-pop is enjoying unprecedented popularity all around the world. In my point of view, the more well-known Korea is to the world, the more economically advanced it will become. This should not be stopped. We need to keep improving on all fronts and pushing for improvement to maintain our place on the global stage. And as a young Korean student, I'll study hard to surpass the success of my predecessors and illuminate my wonderful country. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Hi, Il-Tae. Here. Okay, I have one question for you. So when you're getting out of the world, a lot of people don't know the difference between North Korea and South Korea. If someone is asking you what's the difference between North Korea and South Korea, how can you explain it?
Oh yeah, North Korea rules Kim Jong-un, but Kim Jong-un is not a democracy. He believes his power and the nuclear power, so he always contracts people and catches them when they don't agree with his opinions, so that North Koreans are not actually good. But South Koreans believe democracy, so they believe freedom and they can live with pride, and also the most largest difference is, I think, it's freedom. Any questions?
Yes, over here. I have been in the same situation as you. When I go back to America, sometimes I tell people I live in Korea, and they ask me, North Korea or South Korea? When the man on the plane said that to you, how did it make you feel?
I feel confused. I don't think that we have to be separated. We have to be one same country. Then will be more power and more things. But I also thanks to the Americans and like superpower countries, because they lead us to democracy country. When Kim Jong-un rules our country, we would be slave for him. Thank you. Any?
you talked about Psy being a global hit, right?
Yeah.
If you could choose the next global hit from Korea, maybe a singer or an actor, who's your favorite? Who would you choose?
I don't have a favorite singer.
Maybe sports star?
Sports star. Park Ji-sung has been retired. I don't think the more things have been true. But Samsung Galaxy like that can be our most proud thing.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.